You've probably heard people talk about minimalism and frugal living, those who claim it'll change your life and save you thousands. But what happens when you actually commit to it? How does your life transform when you stop chasing after material things and start prioritizing what really matters? Well, let me share my story of what happened when I embraced minimalism and frugal living. Spoiler, it wasn't just about saving money. It was about gaining so much more than I ever expected. The decision to change. A couple of years ago, I was living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in clutter, and constantly stressed about my finances. I felt overwhelmed by the constant need to buy things, fill my home with stuff, and keep up with everyone around me. That's when I decided enough was enough. It was time to try minimalism and embrace frugal living. But let me be honest, I didn't expect much. I thought it would be a struggle, like constantly telling myself no and living in a bare-bones environment. But what happened next truly surprised me. 1. The initial struggle, facing my habits, the challenge. At first, minimalism felt extreme. I was used to shopping when I was bored, purchasing unnecessary things on sale, and filling my house with stuff that didn't add value to my life. Letting go of things was hard, emotionally and physically. I started by going through my closet. I set a goal to donate or sell anything I hadn't worn in the past year. The piles of clothes were overwhelming, and I found myself questioning, what do I actually need? What brings me joy? And honestly, the answer was not much. 2. Saving money became a side effect, not the goal, unexpected benefit. One of the most surprising parts of this journey was how quickly I started saving money without even trying. The first step was stopping unnecessary purchases, things I didn't need but bought out of habit. Once I stopped shopping for things I didn't need, I found myself with extra cash every month. But that wasn't all. I stopped eating out as often, cut back on impulse buys, and made smarter decisions with my money. Without even trying, I was building up savings, paying off debt, and my stress around money started to decrease. 3. Decluttering my space changed my mindset, emotional shift. As I started decluttering, I realized that the more things I let go of, the lighter I felt, not just in my home, but in my mind. I wasn't constantly stressing about cleaning, maintaining things, or keeping up with the latest trends. This is when I truly understood that minimalism wasn't just about owning less. It was about creating space for what matters most. I had more time for the things I loved, reading, spending time with family, and focusing on my personal growth. 4. Gaining time and mental clarity, life beyond stuff. With fewer distractions and less clutter, my mental clarity improved. I wasn't constantly juggling to-do lists filled with stuff to buy, clean, or organize. I started prioritizing my time better, focusing on things that genuinely brought value to my life, not just more things to add to my collection. For example, I stopped mindlessly scrolling through online stores or social media. Instead, I focused on creative hobbies, spending quality time with loved ones, and learning new skills, things I hadn't prioritized before. 5. The realization, it's not about perfection, it's about balance, embracing imperfection. One of the biggest realizations I had along the way is that minimalism isn't about living in a perfectly bare space with no luxuries. It's about creating balance. I don't live in a pristine, minimalist home where I only have one chair and a single plant. Instead, I've embraced what makes sense for my life. I kept things that bring me joy, but I made sure they added value, rather than just occupying space. For example, I've replaced buying random gadgets with spending on experiences, like cooking classes or a weekend getaway. These investments feel more fulfilling than any object I could have bought. 6. Minimalism taught me to appreciate life more, the ultimate lesson. The most surprising thing about embracing minimalism and frugal living was how much more I appreciated life. I found joy in the small moments, in my relationships, and in my personal growth. I no longer felt the need to buy happiness, because I realized happiness comes from living intentionally. And here's the big takeaway. It wasn't just about saving money. It was about freeing myself from the cycle of consumerism and stress. I felt lighter, happier, and more at peace with where I was in life. Conclusion: the journey continues. So, here I am today, still embracing minimalism and frugal living. It's not always perfect, but it works. If you're considering making the shift, know that it's okay to take it one step at a time. The changes don't happen overnight, but the long-term benefits are more than worth it. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who might need this push. And let me know in the comments, what's one thing you could do today to start living more intentionally? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video.